Steve, going back to New Zealand in the summer, that makes it 5 losses on the bounce. Can you tell us why you think it just isn't quite working at the moment?
Yeah, well, I think it's terribly frustrating for all of us. Every England fan will be terribly frustrated by this. We're desperate to get over the line. You see a load of good stuff being done, but then unfortunately we're making too many errors that's then allowing the opposition to get up on the scoreboard late in the game. I think that obviously it's important to credit South Africa. They are an incredibly well-coached, well-organised team, double world champions, all the experience they have, so credit them. And for a large part of that game, we went toe-to-toe with them, but fell short in the end.
And you mentioned pre-match the adaptability needed in a test match arena. Can you put your finger on why the team is not adapting to what's needed in the final 15-20 minutes of test matches?
Well, ultimately, I think as you look at that game, the number of errors in the opposition 22 in the final 15 minutes, we had enough time in the 22 to score and win the game, but turned the ball over, which is really disappointing. Each one's slightly different error as well. I didn't see there was too many patterns within it. But we'll have to have a good close look at that and have a good discussion with the players about what they're thinking and feeling during that period.
Do you think? I mean, do you think that's just top players panicking a bit or losing a bit of concentration?
No, I don't think so. I think again, this is a very top level of world rugby. We're going against an incredibly experienced team, and we've got to develop that ability to close out games and finish them off, and we didn't today.
And in terms of messaging, do you feel like, are you sitting there? I know you got your poker face on when you're in the coaching box, but are you thinking there are messages here? There's a disconnect between what we're saying and what the players are doing, either in that last 20 minutes or during the second half, or even during the week. Do you feel like there's some sort of disconnect there?
Well, as I say, I think that we have to debrief thoroughly post-game. I think as you look at that for a long period, we went toe-to-toe with arguably the best team in the world. And you look at the way the team came out of the blocks at the start of the game and wanted to take it to them. And I think the players deserve credit for that. And South Africa deserve enormous credit for then the composure they showed at the end of the game. Now, we need to, quite clear right now, we're going through some painful experiences. We're going through some development days here where we are not getting quite what we want to. We'll keep working at it and make sure we do get where we need to be.
And of course, there's Japan to deal with here next week first, but jumping ahead a bit to the next major tournament, to the Six Nations, do you feel confident that you can use these defeats as lessons from which there are learnings that that allow you to present in much better shape without the need for wholesale changes on either side of the pitch?
Well, first I'll say there is Japan next week, and that will be our sole focus next Sunday back here at Allianz Stadium. And I think there are, I think the overriding feeling is one of disappointment, of frustration right now, as every England fan would. I think even in these difficult times, the players are gaining experiences that will be invaluable for the future. This young squad, clearly this is a team that's transitioned a lot this year. There's a lot of senior faces, senior leaders that left the team post-World Cup. And we're growing a lot of new players within this team. And whilst there's elements that I think are really positive, ultimately we've got to get across the line.